All right, what's going on, everybody? So today I want to go over the basics of macronutrients, what they are, the amount you should be having of each, and then also we're going to run through an exercise of breaking down your macros and doing some examples and numbers. So first off, we have our fats. Fats are your fatty meats. They're going to come from fatty meats and fish, oils, dairy products, nuts and seeds, avocados, and chocolate. One important thing to know, there's 9 calories per gram of fats. Your carbs and proteins are 4 calories a gram each. Carbs are gonna be your sugars, starches, and fibers. They're gonna be found in fruits, grains, veggies, and milk products. Then you have your proteins. They're gonna be from mainly, meats all are gonna have proteins, but lean meats are the ones you wanna focus on when you're eating a protein. Poultry and fish, you got your eggs, you got your dairy, seeds and nuts, beans and legumes, soy products, and some grains. And again, the 4 calories a gram. Water is also a macronutrient, but it doesn't have any calories, fats, carbs, or proteins in it, so we don't really factor it into this. Just know that it is obviously essential to survival. We are made up of a lot of water, and it also aids in weight loss when you drink enough because it helps make you feel a little fuller, and it also is just really good for you. So you want to be drinking at least a half a gallon of water a day. That's the basics of your macronutrients. We're going to be focusing on your fats, your carbs, your proteins, and again, just remember 9 calories a gram of fats, 4 calories a gram of carbs and proteins. So now we have your macro splits, and this is the AMDR, which is the acceptable macro distribution range. And you're gonna see carbs, you wanna be between 45 and 65%. Your fats, you wanna be between 20 and 35%. And this is of your caloric intake, and we're gonna break down how you get to these numbers. Your protein, you wanna be between 10 and 35. Why is there that variance, you ask? So protein, like let's say you live a more sedentary lifestyle and you don't work out that much, you can be closer to that 10-15% range. If you're really active working out, if you're a competitive athlete, if you do heavy lifting multiple times a week, you're gonna be wanting in that 25, 30, 35% range. So depending on your age, your sex, and your training is gonna determine all 3 of these. So we're going to factor in this exercise. We're just gonna use kind of middle of the number run. So we're gonna do 55% carbs, we're gonna do 25% fat, 20% protein. So these are the blends we're gonna use in this exercise, okay? 55, 25, 20. A lot of people think carbs are your enemy and they will make you gain weight. That is not true. You need your carbs. They help fuel you. It's really important. Unless you're on a keto diet, which I can do a video on keto, a separate video because that's its own complete thing. But you don't want to be ignoring your carbs. A lot of people think they're bad, so they think they're just going to eat their proteins and their fats. Carbs are very important for you. We're going to do a little breakdown here. So let's assume that the average person, pretty much every time you look at a nutritional label or anything you see based on a 2,000 calorie diet. So we're going to go with a 2,000 calorie a day diet, right? Based on this, if you're I would say the majority of people eat 3 meals and 2 snacks. So if that's the case, your 3 meals are gonna be 500 calories, right? Because if you do 3 times 5, you're at 1,500. 2 snacks, those are gonna be 250 calories. And that's your 2,000 calories if you do the math. 1,502 times 250 is 500, totals 2,000, right? So there's your 2,000 calories. Now we said we're doing a 55% carb, 25% fat, and 20% protein. So based on these numbers, we're going to come up with what our caloric breakdown is in each of these. So now remember, carbs and proteins, 4 calories per gram, fats, 9 calories per gram. So we're gonna do a little bit of math here. So 0.55 or 55% of 2,000 is gonna be 1,100 calories. Let me bring this down here. All right, so at the 55% carbs, you get 1,100 calories. Divide that by 4. So you want 275 grams of carbs a day, right? Now we're gonna do our 25% fat. Uh, 25% of 200 is 500 calories. Divided by 9 calories a gram, 55.5 fat a day. 55.5 grams of fat a day. And then 20% protein of 2,000, 20% protein, and then simple math there, 400 calories divided by 4 is going to be 100 grams of protein. That sounds simple enough, right? 275 grams of carbs, 55.5 grams of fat, 100 grams of protein. That's what you want to do a day. Now we're going to break this down more granularly to your meals and your snacks, because now that you know how much you want to be having in a day, you need to break it down a little more granularly. Not every meal is the same. I highly recommend you go get MyFitnessPal. It's a really important app. It's really simple to use. After a day or two of using it, you figure out the ins and outs of it. Just like anything else, it's practice. It's really simple. It does not take long. And you can start eyeballing things after you've been weighing them out. So a typical meal, you're gonna wanna have about 69 grams of carbs, 14 grams of fat, and 25 grams of protein. And as you get used to that, I could tell you that's gonna be a little under 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. You could have brown rice cakes or oatmeal. You could have a scoop of protein powder, and that's gonna get you close to that. You'll have to add some fruit. Who doesn't love some fruit? They always say training, working out is only 10 to 20% of your body. And they say abs are made in the kitchen. So if that's the case, that means nutrition is 80 to 90% of the game. So if that's the case, if nutrition is the majority of what it takes to get where you want to be, it's important to do this. It's really, really something that as you get into it and as you start doing it, you'll know real quickly. Like I said, within a week, you'll get the gist of it. By a month, you will have this down pat. It will be a routine. It will be a habit. It'll be very easy for you to get this 80, 90% on track. And if you're working out 3 to 4 times a week, there you go. If you're working out 3 to 4 times a week and you're eating right 80% of your meals, which means, of course, listen, you get your cheat meals, you get your cheat days. If you want to go out and have some drinks one night with some friends, go for it. You can track your alcohol as well. I do when I have my drinks. You don't want to be starving yourself. A lot of people think, oh, you know what? I'm just going to eat less calories. That's how I'm going to lose weight. If you want to be lean and mean, you need to treat your body like it's a gas guzzling SUV and not a Prius. A Prius gets a lot of gas mileage, but it's not going to, your body is not a Prius. Our bodies are like a Hummer or like a Yukon Denali or one of those big trucks. It needs nutrients all the time because it's constantly burning off energy. So the more you eat, the leaner you'll get, as long as you're eating the right foods. You still want to be an adult and eat your veggies. You still want to eat lean foods. Listen, you can fit a pizza into your macros really easily. I do it. But it doesn't mean you want to be doing that every single day. You still want to be eating your broccoli, your veggies. So this is the gist of it. Hopefully you find this helpful and you can start tracking your macros. I personally have lost about 11 pounds in the 2.5 months I've been doing this, 2 months. So it's really not that hard. I always thought tracking macros were gonna be impossible and something I would never do. And here I am doing it and I'm getting really lean from it and I'm enjoying everything I want to enjoy. So it's not like you go on this diet where you're eating what foods you don't enjoy. No, you eat what you like, you just eat the right portions of it. And when you get to that right portion control and you're tracking this 80, 90% nutrition, and you're getting your workouts in at the same time and getting your water, guess what? You're gonna do it. You're gonna get to where you wanna be. If you wanna lose those 10 pounds, you can do it. You can lose them over the next 2-3 months just by getting dialed in, tracking your macros, and taking it to the next level. So if you have any questions at all, please shoot me a message, shoot me a DM, leave a comment, whatever it is. I will be putting out more content based on this kind of stuff, as well as my recipes and everything else. So I hope you enjoy and have a great day.